this Saturday, starting at midday, at the Red Lion in Eynsham, we are hosting our first charity music festival, and it's called Lion Aid. And basically, it's in aid and in support of the Eynsham Food Bank and for Juvenile Diabetes Research UK.
Get ready your breakfast with Rich Smith.
Really looking forward to catching up now with Becky, the landlady of the Red Lion in Eynsham, and what a fantastic event they've got on this weekend. Good morning, Becky.
Good morning, Rich. Thanks for having me on.
Absolute pleasure. We've got you on because you've got something fantastic happening this weekend at the pub. Tell us all.
Yeah, so this Saturday, starting at midday, at the Red Lion in Eynsham, we are hosting our first charity music festival, and it's called Lion Aid. And basically, it's in aid and in support of the Eynsham Food Bank and for Juvenile Diabetes Research UK.
Fantastic. Now tell us a little bit about why those charities in particular, Becky.
Yeah, so basically, I've been here at the Red Lion for about 18 months now, and last Christmas, I've just responded to the food bank for somewhere for them to store their food, so that they could make up their Christmas boxes. And when it came to it, I was quite humbled really to find that actually we did have to, there was lots of food and lots of boxes being made at Christmas, even in Eynsham, which most people, even myself, would see as being quite an affluent village. So when it came to, wanting to do a music festival, and obviously being at Red Lion, bringing back live music to Eynsham, because it was always a legacy of this pub, it made sense to support that charity. And also I knew I wanted to do two charities, and I wasn't quite sure on the second charity when we started sort of planning this in January, February. And then sadly in February this year, my daughter was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. And so really that was the done thing. There's no cure for type 1 diabetics, and there's quite a lot of misconceptions about type 1 diabetes and that versus type 2 diabetes. So it really made sense that we could do something positive in the light of her diagnosis.
No, that is an absolutely fantastic and wonderful thing. And like you said, sort of sometimes with sort of charity events, and a little bit like how we spoke to Bob yesterday from the Eynsham Food Bank. Like you said, firstly, one thing about a food bank in Eynsham is surprising, but other charities as well, it's also informing and educating people a little bit as to what is happening. Like you said, there's preconceptions, and there's also a lack of knowledge about lots of things, and this one in particular is very, very personal to you.
Yeah, so obviously, so type 1 diabetes basically causes the glucose or the sugar levels in your blood to rise, and you actually need to take insulin every day, multiple times a day, to control the sugar levels. So for some people, this means having an injection every time they eat and drink. Other people can progress on to having insulin pumps to help them not have to inject every day. It's not, type 1 diabetes is not linked to age or being overweight. That's type 2 diabetes, and there's no cure for type 1 diabetes at all. So that's and actually only less than 1 in 10 people who have diabetes actually have type 1. So, and the causes are not known. So obviously JDRF are working, especially among children, because the prevalence is going up in children, to try and find, to prevent it if they can in the start, and then find a cure.
No, brilliant stuff. It's wonderful that you're shining a light and raising money for such a wonderful cause as well, and sort of thank you for everyone for that. But tell us a little bit about the event on Saturday, because my days, it's a packed schedule.
It is a packed schedule. And I have to be honest with you, I absolutely have to, it's not all me that's doing this. In fact, I'm just a host, a facilitator. I've got a great team. I've got a guy called Pete Moore, who's in the band Midair, who's orchestrating all the bands, because we've got 11 bands, or original artists and covers bands, some local and some of them not so local. But obviously we've got the legend John Otway. He's going to be on about 5:30. But from 12 midday, day all the way through to 11 o'clock at night, hopefully in the garden if the weather's good.
We'll keep them crossed.
Everyone pray for weather. We're going to be hosting all these bands back to back, who they're all basically donating their time to the charity and to give everyone a great day. We've got obviously Rich and Deadly from Get Radios are helping with all the planning and the bands and help us to sort of make this happen, and obviously help also, people don't realise, like from Hawker Construction and David Pym, who actually built the stage for us already for the bands to go on. So we've got that, we've got a raffle, so there's been we've got about 40 prizes from 20 local businesses, so everyone's been incredibly supportive. So you can get your tickets at the bar, so come with a bit of loose change to support the raffle. And then really importantly, what I would love for everyone to do is just to bring an item for the food bank, a non-perishable item for the food bank. We'll have food collection boxes at the doors, so you can obviously dump off your packet of pasta or your tin of beans before you pick up your pints, and you can have a great time. But please bring those items. I would just love to drive my van down to the Baptist Church absolutely stacked up on Monday morning, full of items for the food bank, because that's the most important thing. So no entry fee for this one. A lot of bands, a lot going on, but please, anything you can think of, even if it's some loo roll or a tin of beans or something that's non-perishable, please bring it with you.
Brilliant, Becky. I'm sure it's going to be an absolutely phenomenal event. Like I say, we'll keep our fingers crossed for the weather. It will be fine. It will be absolutely fine. The lineup is amazing, from midday right the way through until 11. There's going to be so much going on, and like you said, just make sure you just pick something up before you leave the house and pop it in, and then grab your pints afterwards. It's going to be a brilliant event. Where can we find out a little bit more about the event and what's going on if people are sort of just catching this sort of halfway through?
Yeah, so obviously the event is mainly published on the Facebook page and Instagram, so the Red Lion Eynsham. So yeah, if you click on there and if you like the page, you'll also know about all our other live music events that are coming up. So we do have quite a lot going on. But yeah, that's the main place. Or call the pub if you're not sure, or just pop by and ask us for raffle tickets at the bar and on the day. So just bring some loose change, and yeah, we're going to have a great time.
Oh, brilliant, Becky. No, I'm sure you will. It looks absolutely fantastic. Lion Aid this weekend on Saturday at the Red Lion in Eynsham. Becky, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Rich. That's absolutely brilliant. Thank you.
Awesome stuff. And like Becky says, just head down there and just bring some loose change and grab something from the cupboard as well. It's easy, and you're helping out some great causes there.